Hear the peace. Early morning, Spanish Harlem. So, strange things happened yesterday. Not strange, but something new. About a year ago, over a year ago, I started doing some cardio. I was at the gym. 15 minutes cardio. Then I went from that to deciding to break the world marathon power walking record. 4 power walking marathons in 24 hours. 4 or 3, I can't remember. What I did though, I was very much in my own cerebral space. So I absolutely believed I could do it. So what I would do is I wasn't familiar with the physiological aspect of listen to your body. So what I would do is I'd train and train and train and train and train some more and train some more and keep training more and more and more and more. And things started to hurt, but I went into my own head and trained through them. Then I picked up a couple of bad injuries. One of them put me flat on my back, unable to move. 3 days later, I was back on a treadmill. And I used to load up with supplements for joint pain, for muscle support. I still use them a lot, but I'd up the dose by 6. And in my mind, I became bulletproof. Nothing would stop me. And I did 43 miles straight walk around Manhattan one night. And I did a marathon and a half on a treadmill. And, I was in this mindset. But every time I got injured, my wonderful friend Bobby, who knows this stuff inside and out, whenever I got injured and he told me to take a week off, I'd count that as a day. Take 2 weeks off, I'd take 2 days. Take a month off, 4 or 5 days. Then finally, around about last November, I couldn't get across the road. It felt like someone was pulling my arms and legs out. And I called Bobby and said, yeah, you're an idiot. Every time you ask for advice, you never follow it. You know better. He said, you've got to take 6 months off. I said, 6 months? He said, 6 months. I said, that's the advice, and what you do with it is up to you. So, I've been very careful, but now listening to my body more than ever. So when I do things now, I'm getting back into a routine for a crazy bike ride of 2,500 miles next year. I'm getting back into it, but if I feel something's not quite right, I just back off a little bit. So yesterday I had this similar thing. My phone never ever stops ringing. My texts are always full. The inbox on the Facebook messengers always back right up. So it's always, and it's a constant stream of information that keeps coming in. It never ends, and it's 24 hours a day. 7 days a week, never ends. And mainly it's people wanting to do business with me, never ends, or want to know more about what I'm doing. So consequently, my mind never shuts down. Even when I go to sleep, I wake up and I'm straight back at it. So even though it's not work per se, it's just connecting, conversation, having fun. It's not work. Yesterday I went out and I went down to see a friend of mine in Brooklyn. Had a walk through the park, and my business comes in, it's all inbound, 100% inbound business, 90% of which comes through social media, through Facebook. So I constantly create content for Facebook that I think might interest people, or might be funny, or might, get people thinking. And yesterday, I'm walking through a park in Brooklyn, and I couldn't get any service on the phone. So I said, oh, okay. Then I went somewhere else for an hour. And then I went somewhere else for an hour. I was with people, so when I'm sat with people face to face, I give them my full attention. I'm not looking at my phone screen when I'm sat with people face to face. So I did that. Then I went for a walk, made some new friends, went for a walk for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And at the end of that walk, sat by the water in Williamsburg, and I spent maybe an hour just sat, probably longer actually, 2 or 3 hours. Sat there with a couple of people, made some new friends, played with a lot of dogs, sat by the water, playing with dogs. That's very therapeutic. And by then, at that point, I'd realised I hadn't been listening to my body, and for about a week or so I've been feeling tired and not understanding why. Then I realised, the mental work, it is much more tiring than the physical work. So when your mind's on, when you're switched on 24/7, after a while, you get tired. And yesterday I realised, what? This is what's happened. I've just completely overdone conversation. So yesterday, when I finished there, I got a subway back. Here's the subway there. I got a subway back. I met a friend of mine just by chance, walking his dog around the neighbourhood here. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done for the day. Went to bed at 8 o'clock. Woke up at 2 this morning. Watched The Count of Monte Cristo, which is a great movie for clarity of the mind. And for anyone that's not in a great place, it's a great movie. It's very inspirational. So I watched that, went back to sleep, and then woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. So my body was telling me I was tired. My brain was still going 1,000 miles an hour, but my body was tired. So I was running, and it wasn't really syncing up right. And after one day off of shutdown and no electronic communication with people, I'm good to go again. So foot on the gas now till the end of the year. Guys, from Spanish Harlem, beautiful morning, nice and quiet. Have a wonderful day. Adios.